Hi there, my name's James Davidson, and I could go to jail for telling the truth, or James as I'm known in the media. And it's true, I could go to jail for telling the truth. My situation is one where as a good old boy, I played recreational ice hockey, and I built and operated a company called Lawns on the Side Incorporated. I did landscape maintenance and construction, built fences, and repaired decks in my company. And I built it because I couldn't find employment, so I employed myself. In Victoria, BC, people are very prejudiced, like a character named Craig Watson, who fraudulently went about the community trying to get information about my company, saying that he wanted to go into business with me, but he was actually doing it so that he could create rumors and destroy my business. He was so competitive. People are so prejudiced in Victoria that if you wear Carhartt work pants, good Viberg work boots, and have a practical wallet, people describe you as a Hell's Angel. They are so prejudiced. When in fact, as a single guy, educated, independent, a world traveler, small-minded people call you gay if you're single, like police and firefighters who don't know you except through recreational ice hockey. They are true bigots. Where the truth is concerned, actually. Anyway, personally, I'm Christian or Protestant, and I practice abstinence until I meet someone special. What I would like is a woman with brains and beauty, tits and ass, and everything that you would like to roll around in the tall grass with. What happened to me was, one day I went to Broadmead for coffee before work to change into my work boots, and I was harassed by the comments made by a Saanich cop and a firefighter captain about my sexual orientation and the advertising on my truck for my business, Lawns on the Side. And their comments would have been offensive to anyone. What I did was, I deferred getting into an argument or a physical altercation and phoned a friend to ask what do you do in a situation like that. And they said you get the names for a human rights complaint from the police department. So that's what I did after work. I went over to the Saanich Police Department, filed a vociferous verbal complaint as they had damaged my reputation and that of my business reputation. And the sergeant that I spoke to said that he would look into the situation. So I left. When I got home, the next day I phoned Constable Nick Ross that I knew and asked if the police would retaliate or come after me for any reason. And what happened was Nick Ross gave me the double talk and lied to me, because within days, a couple of days, the police came to the home and arrested me for a psychiatric assessment, denying me the ability to make a human rights complaint against the police and the fire department. The police in effect lied and came after me because of my father's suicide and the fact that I had a mild head injury from a motor vehicle accident. And when I got to the hospital, they went to town on me. They found out my family history, and with the clinical intelligence of asking what color is the sky, do you know your name, do you know what day it is, they signed off on a piece of paper and declared me mentally ill. I could not operate my business. I could not pay my bills or a small business loan that my mom helped co-sign for me, and I was financially destroyed by the police violating or breaking the law, violating section 65.2 of the BC Police Act that states when you make a report or complaint against the police, they should not retaliate, harass, or intimidate you. The Saanich Police broke the law when they came after me using the Mental Health Act to destroy me and my business. I was financially fucked. My business lost clients and I had to close it. I was run out of my home and put into the abusive mental health system and drugged by abusive Dr. Shirkandi and Gould. I'm now 65 pounds overweight and feared contracting diabetes since I've been pushed through the mental health system. And since 2004, when this occurred, the Saanich Police and a man named Alan Cleary have used a police medium to induce stress with recurrent police arrests under the Mental Health Act so that they make sure that I am drugged and marginalized in the community by the lying and corrupt Saanich Police. Worse still is that I was arrested and jailed when I demanded that that arrogant nigger and the police stop harassing my family because I told the truth. And the truth is that people lie. And who can question the police when they deny you access to the Police Complaints Commissioner? I have been discredited by the use of the Mental Health Act. Anything I say is questioned. I've been demeaned by the police use of rumors and gossip, diminished by the fact that 8 years has passed as lying police in the community use people in the community to perpetuate their hatred towards anyone who will stand up against them. And their nigger, Alan Cleary. So in effect, I have been destroyed for being honest. People in Victoria act like a city of liars, casting out anyone who stands up to abusive authority. Consider the fact that the police community has violated section 65.1 of the BC Police Act. Within their ranks, they are completely aware of the situation with me and the Saanich Police, and that nigger Alan Cleary. I've been harassed, and section 65.1 of the BC Police Act states that when one police officer knows that another is doing something wrong, they should report it to the Police Complaints Commissioner, even if it's a chief constable or an assistant chief constable. An example of poor conduct or criminal conduct is that Victoria Police Chief Jamie Graham, at a Commotion College speaking engagement for my Business 310 compensation class, lied when I confronted him, demanding an explanation for section 65.1, as he attempted to humiliate me instead of telling the truth. So in effect, he broke his oath, showing that he has criminal intent. The criminal intent of a dirty cop, leading by example. Another example is Constable Nick Ross. When I asked him if the police would retaliate, he lied and broke his oath about the Saanich Police retaliating using the Mental Health Act after I had filed a complaint for demanding names for a human rights complaint. Another example from Oak Bay is Constable Sean Hickey, who on several occasions sat in the Oak Bay Starbucks and gossiped and rumored about my situation with the Saanich Police and arrests by the Victoria Police, as the Saanich Police used the services of a police medium and Alan Cleary to destroy me. The Victoria Police community is dishonest and corrupt, as they operate with egotistical arrogance, believing they are beyond reproach, breaking the law, creating me into a scapegoat, where I believe they are true cowards where honesty is concerned because they can't admit their mistakes. The police in Victoria hence lack integrity. Their police medium and their arrogant, bigoted nigger Alan Cleary induce stress and harass me using personalities in the television, news, and radio. And what's happened to me is that I've been completely ostracized by their hatred, where they show criminal intent as a police community. And criminal intent involves mens rea and actus reus. Mens rea is the guilty mind, predicated forethought, and actus reus is the guilty action. They have, with criminal intent, mens rea and actus reus, destroyed me and continue to do so without respite. And the worst part about it is that they use an agent of the police or their arrogant, bigoted nigger Alan Cleary named Hugo Quizno, who's involved with the Hells Angels in an attempt to scare me. And I worked with a stupid fucker. He's not very intelligent, and he's not terribly educated, and he owed me $450 when he laid me off when I worked for him doing sheeting on houses. And that's about all I have to say. I think I've explained my situation very well. As the police have with section 65.2 broken the law, and as a police community under section 65.1 show criminal intent to criminally harass and terrorize me and my family, even using death threats to induce stress.